We're coining 2025 as like the summer of love triangles.
They're so bad.
She's going to be in one.
I'm going to be in one. I'm inserting myself.
She's going to find one.
I'm going to find one.
Baby. Speaking of that, obviously we're going to be talking about The Summer I Turned Pretty season 3.
I can't wait.
You guys, they released the trailer. Us collectively together have watched it probably like 25 times.
And I'm not exaggerating. I put it on
Me too.
all
Repeat.
week long
Repeat.
on repeat.
This
for
is what
years.
our whole life has come to. You go, okay, this book has been out, 15 years? We've read it, like, I at least was like, I feel like middle school-ish, whatever.
Yeah.
And I remember vividly, and I can never
so
imagine
good.
being here right now talking about, like, actually being able to watch it on TV.
I know. No, we would have been freaking out. Like, it's so funny to watch back still, too, because it just, like, you see it in your head.
Yeah.
And it's like, they do it so well, and it's so perfectly executed.
It's so
in my
rare,
opinion.
too. It's so rare. Like, the Notebook into, like, that's how I feel it was represented so well. Today, we're going to dissect everything in the trailer, and then we're also going to react to it with you guys, because I feel like we should react to it with you. We even haven't watched it with you yet.
Right. Like,
So,
hello.
Every scene
Every
by
scene that they show, that they clip.
Yesterday, you want to know what we did for you? We re-listened to the entirety of the book series of like the season 3.
You can call it active journalism.
Yeah.
Actually.
We put our love, sweat, and tears. Love, sweat. I like that better than blood, sweat, and tears. We put our love, sweat, and tears. But we literally listened to it all so that we can pinpoint the actual like things in this
Yeah.
and be able to trust it ourselves.
Trust our source, bro.
Yes. Spoiler alert.
Oh, yeah. We forgot to even say, like, this is 100% spoiler of the third book.
Then also we are going to talk about the poster because there are some like conspiracies on that poster, like the new updated one.
Yep.
Because there was the one at first with Belly. We'll talk about that. And then there was the one with all 3 of them, which is very similar to an Audrey Hepburn film poster, which there are
Amazing.
connections. Should we react?
Yes, let's shout.
I think we should.
This is Jamie and Jordan, and you're watching Inside Out. Make sure you subscribe down below.
Like, I like the edits right now.
Right, with the fresh out the slammer. Oh, I hope that song's in this. Imagine.
I know, but that's like insinuating that Jeremiah's the slammer. And like, is that, I don't know. It's so hard.
I don't
It's so
know.
hard.
Oh, giddy and happy.
Like that.
When is
that?
When was that? Belly.
And it's funny. It's oh, I love that.
I love that. Our happy girl.
I know.
Appa.
Like what? See now this? That looks
Jamie.
great. Wait. What do you mean with the like music
The
choices?
music choices in this is crazy, and like the pause of the music to
I don't know, like who made those decisions, but they like
whoever's
did them
on it is like they know.
Like, is that Jenny doing that, or did
don't
somebody decide
know.
that? Because in my head, Daylight, it's crazy, and I've seen so many things we'll get into also about like the actual songs that are used, like how it goes from Daylight and looking back at the context of Lover, crazy.
Yes.
Okay, like that it's like a yearning album, but like for somebody that you have already,
Yes.
that you don't want to lose, that you're like having anxious attachment styles towards.
Yeah.
And then using it like in that, and then how it ends on like right before I used to think love would be burning, and then loving him was red.
Like
finish the sentence
it is red
with red. I'm actually like flabbergasted every time I listen to it.
No,
more
literally
with the
same
lyrics.
it. Like literally put something in my stomach.
Oh, she's impregnated you. Yeah.
No, it literally turns my stomach around.
I know. Should we start this off by saying like what team we are?
Yeah,
I'm obviously like Team Conrad, but like,
of course.
right, you are too.
I'm 100%.
Can I say
Team
like
Conrad.
in my most pick me moments, I am like, the thing is, all throughout Belly and Jeremiah's like relationship, I am Team Jeremiah. Like for the most part, like I'm like, yes.
Okay. When I used to read the books, I was always Team Jeremiah. Like in the books, he was very like, he was the one.
Yeah. If they weren't brothers, I would suggest polygamy.
Right. Literally.
Sometimes I would also like to put this out there that I even have to remind myself, like even when reading this, but like especially when the shows come out, like this is not real.
Yeah.
To me, I'm like,
it's hard
so,
to divide it.
Yeah, I can't let morality get in the way of joy in this instance.
Yeah.
You want to start with like scene 1?
Should we start?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like scene 1 is, and we start off easy. They just, sprinkle us in.
Yeah, very happy.
Yeah. Vibes overall great.
Right.
They're clearly at Finch.
At Finch. It looks like move-in day. Her parents were there to help her move in, and Jeremiah was in the room with them all and just sitting on his phone. Yeah. And her parents were leaving, and Laurel was like, okay, what are you guys gonna do? And Jeremiah was like, okay, I'm gonna take Belly to dinner. And Laurel
just like side-eyed.
Yeah, didn't like that.
Yeah.
And Belly was, and she was just like, Belly, like, you should go like make new friends.
Yeah.
Like, do
like, remember we had this talk,
right? Like, get to it.
Yeah. Instead
like,
of just like staying with the same people, because Taylor goes to Finch too, and so obviously we all know that's very easy to like be comfortable.
Yeah, and while you know people, and it's like even your roommate, go do something with your roommate.
Yeah, and that was a big thing too. And it's like, I don't know. I think that first of all, like this scene, just like where they're like so happy. It must be like when they first see each other at Finch when she's pulling up. That's what I'm guessing.
That's what I'm guessing too.
Because like if you replay it,
and
like
he's been there maybe or something.
Yeah, because he had already gone there a year prior,
so
right?
He's just
he knows.
He's already known. Maybe he already moved in. I don't know.
I know. Oh, something I also remember this in the book is after, don't know if it was like after this. I think it was at a certain point. No. It was, I think, after their engagement. They went to dinner with Belly's dad after something. Okay. Right? Yeah. And they were all out to dinner at a steakhouse, and Belly like picked the cheapest thing on the menu. You know what I mean? She was worried about it because her dad, whatever. Right. And she noticed Jeremiah picked the most expensive thing on the menu, and then she was just like nervous in her head. She's like, of course he wouldn't think about that. He probably didn't even look at the cost of it or whatever.
Yeah, I wasn't aware.
It's interesting because like while re-listening, you kind of like feel like it's setting you up for the ending. Mind you, should we put... So I think it was really priming you the entire book, because a lot of it's focused on like I love him, but like he's
something's off,
so
or
like he like doesn't do this. Oh, Conrad's really clean and cleanly and stuff, and he's like so messy.
And you do see that too in season 2, I feel like. Yeah. And like season 1, like it is sprinkled even
definitely
in there.
Definitely.
Like, there's just like core differences of their personalities, of course, but like I think it's the way Belly sees it.
Yeah. But move-in day, their outfits are good too. Like he looks good in all of his outfits.
I know, that was a good one.
I like all the outfits.
Yeah. I will say they always do them perfectly, like how I would imagine.
Right. It's like their age.
That
doesn't always happen.
No, it's like either sometimes really off or like 20 years ago at their age. You know what I mean? Like outdated.
No, I think they literally do this perfectly. I thought that in the other Jenny Han one too.
Yeah.
Whatever. Tell the boys.
Yeah. Tell the
boys.
Loved me.
Okay. Next. This one threw us for a loop because, again, even after re-listening, we were both like, I just don't remember, because there is some confusion going on. Like, there's a definite difference between the series and the book as far as, like, romantic relationships go. I think in this, they're using hookup as, like, makeout.
Right, like, very casual.
But in the book, hookout seems more of, like, when Jeremiah cheats on Belly in Cabo, at the end of the book, it kind of like goes through, and like the boys were recounting when that happened in Cabo, like Jeremiah's friends telling like them all at like the bachelor party. It was like, yeah, she was moaning.
Some will still say that Belly is a virgin in the series, like the TV series.
Right.
Even though they had that steamy fireplace scene.
Right. And I think that's where the discrepancy is coming.
What's happening?
Did they hook up or not? Because she's always like, I don't regret that time, like our time together, or like in front of the fireplace. Remember, like he said that in like season 2 at some point in the show.
Yeah.
But then in the book, it makes it sound like her and Jeremiah have never hooked up in that way. So that's like our theory, because also we think that that's another big reason of like why she was so mad about the cheating situation, which it is cheating, I guess, like, but because they were technically on a break, he cheated on her with Lacey in Cabo, some girl in the sorority that's sisters with his sorority, his fraternity. The whole point is like she was so upset because she knew a part of him that she didn't know yet. We went down a rabbit hole. We found this edit. Okay.
He came up close, so we were face to face, and I could feel his crest breath warm on my cheek. We wrapped our legs around each other. I was overcome with this sudden need to keep him close to me, always.
Okay, cute. Like,
what
that's
a good
cute.
Team Jer edit.
I know. They were rooting for them.
Yeah.
But they're like cuddling in the book. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're in a twin size bed, and they're like as close as you can be in a twin size bed, whatever. Yeah. And so it's like, I guess it's up to just like your imagination there. I don't know. I'm so curious to know, because it shirts off.
I'm wondering if what they're gonna say during the series, like how they're gonna play
that card because it is, I mean, that's in my opinion even the weirdest part about the brother thing, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't even want to go there, but I'm just saying, like, in theory, like in the show, I would assume they would continue that into like, oh, her and Jeremiah never got intimate, because that looks like her bed sheets somewhere.
Definitely. This is where Jeremiah shows up with flowers for Laurel after the engagement, and Belly was basically at home with her mom, and Jeremiah was like, okay, I'm gonna win her over, because she was not having it about this engagement. She was like, there's no way. No. You guys are too young. You're stupid.
You have no money.
Right. We're not doing this. She's like, what, freshman year? Yes. Like, what are we doing? And this was way too quick. And like, I think Laurel knew, like, everyone knew she had eyes for Conrad.
Yes.
Forever.
For sure. And because I think Laurel too is like maybe closer with Conrad.
And probably rooting for it, maybe.
I would think,
especially because I do wonder if the letters that Susanna wrote for all of the boys, like, I wonder how much Laurel knew.
I know, because I don't know that she knew, like, what they consisted of or what.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's just I'm just thinking, I guess.
Wait, but you know what? As you're saying, like, their timeline, like when she's a freshman in college and they're getting engaged or whatever.
Yeah.
Or did you see the stuff about like the timeline thing, that when you go on Amazon and you look up like the Summer I Turned Pretty, the series, it's like saying that Belly's in her junior year of college when all of this is happening. So they're switching up the timeline.
For what? For the show?
I think so. I'm pretty sure that
So there's... Oh, wait. I actually did see that. It's because I saw something that they're changing it for that reason, because of the writer strike that just went on like a year or two ago. Yeah. And they're trying to make it like all make sense too. Oh. With like, I don't know, the gap in between with that reasoning.
Okay.
Which doesn't really make sense, but like that was a conspiracy.
Interesting.
Or theory, I mean.
It's just, I think it is interesting, because to me that it makes it a little bit fuzzy, because I think the whole thing here of why it's so like in the book being like anti, it's only been 2 years since her and Conrad dated. Yes. And here it would be like she's with Jeremiah for 4 years. So it wouldn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
That, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, if she's that old, then I don't think her parents would be able to care.
Yes, exactly. Like Laurel wouldn't be like that heavily, like, you're absolutely not.
Like, you know what I mean? At 18, I understand you can, like, 18, 19, whatever. Yeah. Like you're trying to guide your daughter. You know what I mean? But at that point, you can't. You're just like full grown. You know?
I don't understand.
I'm curious.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like we should listen to it.
We should listen to it.
I like, okay, chapter, what is it? 26. 305. We just kind of like set the mood, okay?
Don't get too excited. These aren't for you. Is Laurel here? She's eating breakfast. I opened the door for him, and he followed me inside to the kitchen. Mom, look who's here. My mother looked astonished, her spoon halfway to her mouth. Jeremiah. Jeremiah walked over to her, flowers in hand. I just had to come and greet my future mother-in-law properly, he said, grinning her on the cheek, and set the flowers by her bowl of yogurt. She smiled a smile that looked brittle, but it was a smile nonetheless. I've been wanting to talk to the both of you. Jeremiah rubbed his hands together. Alrighty, let's do this. Belly, get over here. Group hug first. My mother tried not to laugh. Jeremiah gave her a bear hug. And I came up behind my mother and hugged her around the waist.
That to me, like, is the epitome of this entirety of, like, the engagement is, like, he's, like, this cocky 21-year-old, 20-year-old.
Yeah, he's like, I got it.
Yeah, I got this.
Like, and it, like, whenever we see Laurel, too, she's so casual. She's, like, very, like, hip.
Yeah.
She's like Susanna, I feel like, would have been, like,
okay, sure. yeah.
Laurel's like not the
for that.
She's not into
the audience.
Yeah.
Yes, prime audience.
Right.
Yeah, and so I don't know. That sets the tone, I feel like, for all of this to me, as far as like the whole engagement and how this is being set up.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Because then we have this scene where they're clearly in like the beach house at their cousins, and Jeremiah's sitting and they're making out, which I love this, first of all. I just think it's a cute scene.
I think it's cute. Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm just like, I tried the entire time listening to this, trying to think. We both could not pinpoint where we think that this could be.
We tried so hard to get to the bottom of this.
So hard. Okay.
It just wasn't clicking.
No, it wasn't. And so we haven't been able to like solidify this, but we think it might be chapter 10 after they got engaged. And Belly ran away kind of from home because she was upset with her mom. And so she moved into the cousin's beach house. And so they've already had all of that kind of happen. And they're sitting there after I think that this was like the night of maybe that they got there. Mm-hmm. And Conrad was there, staying there as well. She's like, Conrad, or Jeremiah, do you think Conrad would mind if I stay there too? And he's like, no, I don't think he'll mind. But he was like,
why are we doing that? Right. This again.
Right.
No.
And I think that this was also like either the morning or like the night before. Conrad talked to Jeremiah about the engagement. Is like, dude, like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Like, this is, why don't you just wait? Why don't you guys just move in together?
Yeah. And not coming from a place of like, I
not
want
like,
her.
I want your girl. Like, yeah, but obviously that
like
was
you're just
deep
being
in
stupid.
him. Yeah.
Like Big Brother moment.
Right. But like, yes, exactly. Like, removing all of that, it's like, what are you actually doing?
Right. Like, even if it wasn't Belly, I would be saying this.
Right. Exactly. Like, just wait until after she graduates, kind of thing. And Jeremiah is like, no, I'm doing this. Like, we're doing this, period. And
because they seem very sooned up.
Yes.
They're like,
right. Like, they're in a cloud. Like, they're in a mirage of
that's
like happiness.
what I get.
Yes.
And they're playing grown up, like, okay, sitting on his lap.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. That's our theory on that one. We're not 100% sure, of course. But
this scene, we see them. It looks like at a dining hall. They're throwing food in each other's mouth.
Which is so Belly and Jeremiah.
Right. So playful.
We're
We're so cute.
We're so cute.
But it looks like a memory of some sort. Like, is it a flashback? Is it like, yeah, like he's good. Like, yes, we had so much fun. It was whatever.
That's the thing, because Belly has so many flashbacks or where she's telling like of a story from the past. And so if you notice, like in this clip, it looks a little hazier and
it's dreamy. Yeah, it kind of, I keep looking at this and it looks like a Challenger scene to me. And like, I don't know. It just is giving Challengers.
Love triangles.
Right. Anyway, I just have to, like with the churro scene, I don't know. We're guessing that it's probably after the engagement though, because it can't be that far into the book because they jump right into like the cheating scenes and scandals.
Right into it.
Right into it quickly. So therefore it could be like a flashback of like at school still. Yeah, like in their love bubble. Yeah. Like enjoying finch. Yeah. Yeah, we're together.
Yeah. Yeah, we go to the same school.
Yeah, I'm dating.
We're in all the same classes.
Yeah, I have a boyfriend at Finch.
Yeah. Yeah, and I also think in this, it's like, you think they'd be at Finch more. But I mean, Finch is referenced a lot. But really, once you get into it, they're at Cousins a lot, which I want them to be at Cousins.
Right.
Oh, we should road trip to Cousins. Do you guys want to go to Cousins with us?
Imagine.
A podcast show. They should make that a tourable house. I know it's not.
No,
but
literally.
I've seen people like drive up on the boat, like up to it.
That would be amazing.
Rent a boat.
We should have a Cousins themed day.
Like,
I don't know how, but somehow.
We could go to the lake, rent a lake house here, and just do it. It's like
we could swim like in the first scene. What will you do?
What do I get if I quit?
What do I get if I quit? That scene literally makes me crazy still.
Of them in the pool. And then speaking of pool, then there's Jeremiah and Belly in the pool, this is also at the cousin's house. And I would think at some point after she's like already there and they're kind of just there, like, because Jeremiah had come to visit her a few times. Mm-hmm. In that, even though most of this fucking story is with her and Conrad in that damn house. And Jeremiah being late to everything that she wants for wedding planning and things. But I think it might just be an additional scene. That's the conclusion we came to, is like a lot of the scenes that we aren't 100% sure of could just be like added in that are not from the book. And this seems like something that, because there's no way, like, in, again, 15 years ago, Jenny Han was writing about them watching a projector from the...
No, like, I do not remember that being a thing.
I don't know, because not everybody had projectors back then. There were no Amazon projectors.
This scene looks like they're at the frat party.
Yes,
and
the frat party. That's the most party you want.
Before Belly finds out he cheated with Lacey, and this was also before she slaps him for finding out that he was with Lacey. Yeah. Period.
I want to know who is playing Lacey, and I want to know who is playing Annika.
Yeah, I wonder.
I can't find that anywhere. No. They've been keeping it under wraps.
Yeah, they really haven't shown.
Right?
They didn't even show anything in the teaser.
I know. Of them. So I'm curious.
They didn't even show like Steven or Taylor.
Wait, but there was a Steven in it. We didn't screenshot that. I thought there was a Steven and Taylor kiss.
I didn't know.
We didn't screenshot that, but there was a Steven and Taylor kiss.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah, right? There definitely was.
Because that's what I was wondering, because I was like, where I thought it would be a bigger plot line.
There definitely was. Maybe there wasn't. Where am I getting this from? Anyway.
She was at a frat party. Overhears some friends talking about Jeremiah having hooked up with another girl during their spring break in Cabo.
You're so lucky you got to hook up with him.
Ew! No. And when Belly confronts him, though, Jeremiah admits that he did cheat on her. He tries to downplay it. It wasn't a big deal, saying it's a mistake. It's a one-time thing. Bro. Like all of those.
Yeah.
and it didn't mean anything. But Belly obviously took that as like way harder, like because it is a big thing, and is devastated and feels betrayed. And after a lot of back and forth, she still basically decides like, yeah, I'm gonna.
Yeah, you know what? Fine, I'll marry you.
Yeah.
The day after.
This is the one.
This is the biggest thing that I learned whenever re-listening for me. I don't know on your point of view, but like for me, I'm just like shocked every time I go back to it how quickly, like I didn't remember that the engagement was basically because he cheated on her.
Yeah.
He freaked out.
Yeah.
Flipped out that he cheated on her, went and got a ring, whatever he did. Proposed to her while apologizing to the cheat. Like,
yeah.
And then
like,
she's just like,
yeah, I'll override it.
Oh my God. Okay, fine. And it's like they do have that, again, little discrepancy where it's like, oh, we were not together. And I understand that, but I do think if you're in a long-term relationship and like that, like he knew they weren't actually like broken up.
Yeah, they're like, it wasn't like confirmed. It was very hazy of like, they weren't together, but they were.
And how about this? This is my perspective is I don't give a fuck if they were full-blown broken up and they were never getting... Why are you getting with somebody a week after and you're going to claim that you love this bitch?
No.
You don't care then about her.
And also, I just feel like any engagement should not be in the midst of any argument.
That's what I'm saying.
Or like cheating scandal of
Right.
any sorts. Like it should be its own thing.
I agree. Right. Like
in a love triangle.
Would you have done that otherwise? No.
No.
So there's an issue there. There's a bigger
like,
issue than this.
No. So she wants to prove it to herself but also maybe she wants to prove something to Conrad.
This is my own like tin hat conspiracy is that that's like what it is
like
that she like doesn't want this to fail and so she's just gonna go with it because she just knows, like already made this decision.
Right. And she probably thinks like Conrad's not an option anymore. So she like it's either someone completely different and she'll never talk to the boys again or
like this is it. Like I've already ship sailed.
Yeah.
Like this is what I chose.
Yep. And she's just going with it to like prove it's real.
Yeah, hails in.
It's gonna last. Yeah.
Right. And then this scene, which this may be my favorite scene from besides like the Conrad scene.
Yeah, I agree. This was really cute.
I do love Belly, and can I just say like also Lola Tung. Even while listening, I'm like Lola Tung. Like there couldn't have been a more perfect actress for this role.
No, literally perfect. She's perfect like on screen and off. She's like
off. She like represents Belly
as
a whole so well.
I just can't even get over it.
I just literally can't either. But this is again, we think after Susanna's memorial, in the car afterwards, Jeremiah and her left, and again they were in their engagement bliss. They hadn't told anybody yet, and they weren't sure when they were going to. Like Jeremiah really wanted to that day, but she didn't feel like it was like the place to.
Right.
And she was in a dress she was excited about. She bought on her dad's emergency credit card. Also, what brings me to that conclusion is because her hair is styled very differently there than normal.
Yeah, she did a little, did something
did a little
to it.
updo, you know,
a little blue,
little half
on.
And so we put that together because Conrad in the chapter after that mentioned like he saw her for the first, like when he saw her at first, he's like, I've never seen her hair like that, like pulled back like that.
Which has been a thing because even in season 2, there's that, I love that scene where they're in the car. Jeremiah goes to get Steven at the party.
Yeah.
Or season 1, sorry. And
oh yeah.
And he's like, Belly, I just love your hair. It always looks like a little kid.
Yeah.
And like,
ruffles it. Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh, but he notices.
Yes, and it's just like you get like a little blip of it.
Yes.
It's like, he notices those little things.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that in this clip, she's all happy. There is, again, in their engagement bliss. Life's so good. Meanwhile, the morning before this, the thought of Conrad being at this event, just the pure thought that it was not confirmed, she shaved her legs twice just in case he was going to be there. I'm sorry, that is our level of delusion.
No,
we stand with you. What is it?
Like,
Girl Scouts. We stand with you, girl.
We get it.
You would think you're so excited to see your new fiance.
Right.
No, I'm excited to see his brother and shave my legs for him.
And
twice. Twice. And then while they're at like the actual service for it, Jeremiah's like, what kind of flowers do you want?
Yeah.
And
like trying to plan the wedding.
There, like there's so like giddy or whatever. And then meanwhile, she like replies, she's like, oh, that's so cute. He's trying to do that. And then like looks and makes eye contact with Conrad and then like forgets that Jeremiah's standing next to him and like jaw drops and starts fucking drooling. And Jeremiah's like
what's
hey.
happening? Yeah.
To prove it to you, here's the excerpt. Because I really did believe he was coming. If I didn't, would I have taken the extra care with my hair that morning? In the shower, would I have shaved my legs not once, but twice, just to be safe? Would I have put on that new dress and worn those heels that made my feet hurt if I truly didn't believe he was coming? she knew that her mans was going to be there. Like, she knew in her gut of guts.
Right. She knew where her Conrad was.
Like, just saying.
His aura.
Yes, exactly.
What did I know about flowers? Then I saw him. Standing there in the back was Conrad in a gray suit. I stared, and he lifted his hand to wave. I lifted mine, but I didn't move. Next to me, I heard Jeremiah clear his throat. I started. I'd forgotten he was standing next to me.
Like, can you imagine standing there with... I just can't even fathom this.
I can't. But, like, when you know, you know.
This, like, is a book, too. We were just saying, like, you're the only thing I know, like the back of my hand.
It's so true.
Like, that's us to this book series.
Right. That's us.
Right.
Okay, so then there's a scene.
We're confused.
It says, welcome to Final's freak out.
Freak out, yeah.
In the back of the like billboard. Looks like there's some sort of sorority like event going on because they're in fraternity, frat, sorority wear.
Yeah, like why is she wearing a sorority shirt if she's not in a sorority?
Right, why is she like I think he is in a frat.
Kappa Beta, I don't know.
Right. I don't know either. What is it? But we don't remember this being in the book.
No. I don't remember. I thought that the whole point is she's not, he is. Like
right, but Taylor is.
Yeah. Don't waste time showing me this.
Right.
Get to the juice.
I guess it's just part of it, maybe just showing the good times and the
like look at what we did last
we did so much together in our freshman year.
You're right. Like this, like make out in a fucking oh my god.
I remember
library.
this scene so vividly in the book though.
You do? I
do.
I didn't and I still don't.
I do remember it being like steamy like make out.
Because you don't get that
library.
Many from them.
This
like
reminds me of
Jeremiah
that one
and her.
5 Sauce song.
What?
Good girls go bad girls and
Oh yeah.
Girls
She's not bad.
She's not studying.
That haven't been hurt. No, she is not studying here.
She's not studying.
But this is in chapter 10 apparently. It's like we had all the time in the world. Like there was no one else but us. And internally Belly like notes that how Jeremiah is so open and affectionate makes her feel very wanted, but there's also like a tiny like undercurrent of sadness. And she just sometimes wonders if this is like whatever forever is supposed to feel like, you know, kind of thing. That's why I'm saying her gut's trying to tell her or warn her.
It does seem like that. It's like, yeah, she's happy, but she's like questioning like
she
or
still
even
has
like
these gut things.
Yeah, would this feel like with Conrad?
That's the issue here.
What would it feel like?
Exactly. This is what happens in this scene, apparently. Belly goes into the library to find Jeremiah. They're studying, and when he sees her, they end up flirting and getting close and obviously making out. And they sneak off to a more private spot in the middle of 2 racks and start making out more like that. And it's playful, but it's also, again, nothing's really ever seems to be playful with Belly, and especially with Belly and Jeremiah. And because, like, in some of the quotes too, it's like, when he kissed me, I felt like I was the only girl in the world. We pressed up against the back wall, hidden by the stacks. I could feel my heart pounding in my ears. He kissed me hungrily, and I kissed him back, trying to match his intensity. This was real. This was ours. Let myself forget everything else. It was just me and him, and nothing else mattered.
We all have that one friend.
What? That are they're kissing in the libraries, making out, and then they're like, but what if?
They're like in so madly in love with this person. They're like, but did that one ex-boyfriend?
But my ex looked at my story yesterday.
Then there's the scene at Finch. It looks like they're on this park bench on campus, probably.
They're cozy too.
Cozy. Mind you, Belly looks really cute here.
I was thinking the same thing.
Mature Laurel. She looks like Laurel on that.
True. You're so right.
After the engagement at Finch, after he yells, everyone, Belly's gonna marry me.
I know. That's like the conclusion we came to. Again, this might just be a random scene, but we really think that that's when this is.
Yeah, because they look like they're close and
they're in a bliss, but they're still
in a
like
bliss.
chill.
Yeah.
Or this is a memory.
And she also looks like mature vibes. Maybe she's like, yes, I'm gonna like engage.
I'm a wife now.
Yeah. But, okay, so in chapter 8 though, it actually is shown told in the story like that she's on his lap. So Belly's on Jeremiah's lap in the book. But in this scene, it's technically the other way around. So that's where we get it from. Of like, this could be that scene.
Yeah.
Are they reading that book together also?
Right.
Belly said in the book that I didn't want this moment to end, but I knew it would. Moments like this don't last forever.
See, like, so cynical.
Yeah. And I knew what love was now. In the way Jeremiah held me, and the way I held him, and the way the world just fell away when we were together.
That's so sweet. It's okay, right?
It's okay.
Because then there's like the one also like I thought these two scenes were connected, like that one and then this one where they're like dancing and it looks like they're almost like dancing in the rain at Finch, but I don't know 100%.
There's something romantic.
Something again, we
Don't
couldn't
know
pinpoint it, but it's romantic.
Right, something's happening.
It's probably one where she's also doing one of those quotes where she's like, I thought we were like moments like this just could never last forever. And then of course we have the scene of all scenes, the one that like really saved the entirety of this trailer. You know what I mean? Like,
we're so back.
The Conrad people, like again, we are Team Conrad, but like there are like, you know, the team Conrads, and like they were riveted. Like they were.
I've seen so many edits to this one 1 second scene.
You guys, I gotta hand it to you. You guys
blow
are so
my
creative.
mind, and I love it.
We love it.
Everyone.
Look, like every song you can possibly think of. Like, what do you mean sun bleached flies with this? Like,
literally, what's happening?
What? But anyway, if you are not 100% sure about where this comes from, it's Christmas actually, specifically,
break, yeah.
and everybody was gone apparently. Okay, everybody was busy except for Conrad and Belly, but in their own separate places. Belly was at home and she was just sitting there, and she's like, what do I do? Like. Everybody's gone. Jeremiah is out with his dad in New York. Her mom was in Turkey, I think. And then Steven was on like a ski trip or something. And she was like, what if I just went to cousins? Like why would I not spend Christmas on my favorite place?
Like that would solve all my problems.
And I'm like, yes, girl, you should have been there yesterday. Go. And then what do you know? She's there. She's having a blast. She had her chocolate pretzels on the way there. She's cozied up by the like non-fireplace because she couldn't get the fire going. Right. She of course made some hot cocoa, and she fell asleep watching The Grinch, and then she woke up to somebody breaking in the house, and she
said, "Intruder."
What the? She was flipping out. Okay, and so she grabbed the fire poker, as you can see in the scene.
I got myself.
Yes, exactly, and she's wearing her red pajamas, her Christmas pajamas that are too long on her, which important coming up.
Noted.
Yes, noted. And then while she was like waking up from her, you know, awoken sleep that she was scared at, she heard the intruder being like, Steven, are you in there? Steve, open up. And at the second one, she was like, I know that voice.
Yeah, she's like,
what? And so she goes.
My legs aren't shaved.
Yeah, fuck it. One time I don't shave my legs. So then she recognized his voice, and she like went to the door and opened it, and she was like, she is standing there, obviously, as you see, and Conrad's like, hey. He says, hey, but in this, it says, what in the world? That's what he's supposed to say. Yeah. And that, you know, of course, he's sucking on a mini candy cane, and he's wearing a winter coat that she has never seen before, which, again, is so historically accurate in this scene.
No, that's crazy how detailed they're going off of.
Right. Like, both of their mouths are open.
Yeah.
Like, scene by, like, second by second.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is, like, one of the biggest scenes, too, like, in the book, because it was so crazy because Jeremiah wasn't there. Jeremiah didn't know about this.
And no one knew.
No one. Not a single soul.
Like, no one was even nearly around to, like, know this was happening.
They hugged. His cheek was cold against hers, and he was confused and being like, why are you holding a fire poker? And she's like, I thought you were a fucking murderer. And he was like, what are you doing here? Because he lives in California. He was back from school, and he hadn't seen her. They hadn't seen each other, I think, like in over a year. He had scruff on his face. He was tan. This is all things Belly noted in the book, and I just think they're important to remember this so that all of your feels can get scrolled up. But and he squinted at her, and she got embarrassed because he was like, what is that? And she's like, what? Did I do I have a crumb? And she's like, I think he's like, you have like chocolate over your face. And she's like,
has
no, I don't.
A ring of chocolate.
Yeah, I was like, that's so good. Then he was like, Merry Christmas, Belly. It was really great to see you, kind of thing. And she's like, you too. Oh, but then do you guys remember what happened the morning after that? Do you remember?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, exactly. Next morning, she literally fell down and hurt her back because of those red pajamas are too long. Okay. She woke up and she was like, Conrad's gone. Of course he did it in his Conrad way. And this was, in my opinion,
she had a gut feeling.
Yeah, exactly. But it was wrong because Conrad's changed. You think you know him, and he's like a lot more mature now.
Yeah.
He's not just leaving without saying anything.
You actually don't know him.
Yeah, you don't know him. Anyway, she fell as she was like looking around the corner for him. She fell, slipped on her back, and she like started getting teary-eyed because her back hurt so bad. Yeah. He popped over her. And we remember him popping over her once before.
He's here.
Yeah,
he is.
And
he is here.
Oh, and he popped up, asked if she's okay, and tried to get her to sit up and whatever. And she was obviously in pain. He's like, "You're such a pussy," but let me help you.
But Dr. Khan was here.
Yeah, he wanted to lift her up and like help her, but she was like, "No, leave me alone." He's like, "Let me just pick you up," and she's like, "No, you can't. Like, you're not going to be able to hold me." And he's like, okay, I know I'm not as buff as Jeremiah, but I can hold you up. And she's like, no, it's not that.
He's
it's
like
that
offended.
Yeah, like he's offended that she didn't think that he was strong. No, it wasn't that. It's because she gained like weight during college, as most people do.
Yeah, and didn't Steven point it out
Yes,
to her?
I think Steven pointed
she was
out
like feeling
already
all insecure. She's like, dang,
Right.
I really did. I did.
Like, you
gain my
noticed?
freshman 15.
Yes, exactly. Relatable. We love Belly for that.
Right.
But yeah, I gained weight. I gained freshman 15. He's like, no, probably like freshman 10. I think he did say that, but not like that.
Yeah.
But he was just like, no, you look the exact same to me. Like, you're fine.
Yeah.
I'll pick you up. And so we picked her up,
And
took
like,
her over there.
I got you.
I got you, babe. You're good. Oh, do you remember if she told Jeremiah about this happening at all? Ever? No. That's one of the last scenes of, I think, of her and Belly in that book. Spoiler, too. Like, this whole thing is about spoilers. But like, where he's like, why didn't you tell me? Like, I thought that was crazy that he didn't know, like, he found out about that and she didn't tell him. And like, because Conrad just mentioned it and he just like went
Like,
out. He's
casual,
like, oh yeah, I know.
like he should know that,
Right.
Like, you would.
And it's like, why didn't you tell him, Belly? Oh, because you knew you felt guilty for all of your feelings during it. Which, like, it's crazy to me that Jeremiah knew all those things and then still decided to stay with Belly and still wanted to marry her.
They both
and
did
still
it
would have married her
mutually.
if
It's
she
like,
would have been fine.
They both did weird things,
I
and then they
know.
were like,
But the girls
be
on
okay.
TikTok would say butterfly effect.
right.
Don't worry, I've got you. He carried me over to the couch and set me down. I'm going to get you some Advil. That should help a little. Looking up at him, I had this sudden thought. Oh my God, I still love you. What the fuck do you mean?
What do you mean now?
I thought my feelings for Conrad were safely tucked away, like my old rollerblades and the little gold watch my dad bought me when I first learned how to skate. What do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
No.
See, but I want to know about the Audrey Hepburn conspiracy of the picture in the Summer I Turned Pretty poster. Okay, this is by Meredith Taylor. She's been doing a lot of Summer I Turned Pretty things. It's very interesting.
At first glance, we might be a little scared of these two are kissing and Conrad is looking at them, but it's actually a reference to a very famous movie production photo. This looks kind of familiar, right? It's actually a reference to
some old movie called Sabrina.
Audrey Hepburn, two brothers, that's Sabrina?
I think so.
Yeah,
I never picked
love
up on that
movie.
the first
If you're
one.
not 80 years old at heart and haven't seen this movie, let me tell you a bit about it. Basically, Sabrina is the character in the middle. She is the daughter of a chauffeur living on a Long Island estate. Kind of like a sea beach house situation. You get where I'm going with this?
Like, that's crazy. Jenny
It's
Han
crazy.
would. Jenny Han, her brain.
No, because I guess that was like been a thing. Like Jenny Han had that in mind, even like
when writing
when
it.
writing it.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm
this
saying
was
is,
like that. This was the inspo.
Right. That's like Taylor Swift's music being like referenced from like all
Yes.
those things. Ah,
It's so cool.
yeah.
And it is owned by the father of these two brothers. Growing up on this Long Island estate, she was an ugly duckling, but like in a 50s way where she's never been actually ugly. I mean, it's Audrey Hepburn. You see where I'm going with this. And she has a crush on one of the brothers, but in this version, it's actually the younger brother. We have the older brother who is no nonsense, responsibility, all about the family business. And we have the younger one who's a womanizer. The very immature one does not take responsibility at all. He's even her first kiss like Jeremiah is in the books. She goes away to Paris to cooking school for 2 years, and she absolutely doesn't want to go. She gets herself into a very dangerous situation, and the older brother actually saves her.
Like,
Which is interesting too, because when Conrad and Belly end up together, that epilogue, I guess, is like when they get engaged.
Yeah.
She's on study abroad in Paris.
you're right. Yeah.
And that's when they get the letters
Oh
and
my
everything.
God,
And I
yes.
just think it's like full circle of like Jenny Han
her brain.
is so cool.
Especially with this series.
Yeah.
It's actually torture to watch these things without like, with knowing how far we are from them.
Yeah, we still have quite a bit of time. Like it.
Tell them what you told me before.
What
Tell them
is
the bad
it?
news
What bad news?
about the episodes.
Oh, okay. I told Jordan that like we were like, okay, we'll stay up all night one day when it comes out
binge it?
and just binge it. And I was like,
No, baby.
they actually are changing that. And like the first season came out like all at once, so you could binge it, and I did, and it's why it's so memorable to me.
To binge it, yeah.
And second season last summer came out by episodes. It was like every week, like every Thursday or something. And they are doing that again, so we actually can't. We're just gonna have a release party.
Yeah.
And watch the first one.
Yes.
Or just like bachelor
Yes.
nights. Like we'll just have Summer I Turned Pretty nights.
Yes.
Like, I don't know.
No, I'm so serious too.
So,
Like, I'm dead serious.
If anyone else wants to do that with your friends,
Yeah.
or if you guys want
Or
to
with us.
watch it with us,
Do you guys want to? I feel like we could do like a members thing or a Patreon thing. I
that's
don't know.
what we're thinking.
Yeah.
I think,
We'll set something up
Yeah.
that I feel like it could be
We're
like more
plotting.
intimate than just like on the channel, you know?
yeah, because I don't know.
Yeah.
Live stream it. So that would be fun too, actually. And I would
Right.
rent out a theater just
to
to
watch
binge this.
Can you do that?
Yes, I saw someone watching Slushy Noobs at a theater. They said, "What movie is this?"
Baby, you don't want to know.
Because you can put like anything on.
I didn't know this. Okay, that might actually be worth it. We are going to look into that.
We're plotting and we're getting it together.
Just trust the process. So.
Tell us also what team you're on.
Yeah.
Belly, Conrad, Taylor, and Steven.
Oh my God.
Or just Belly.
I know. I wonder if they're going to do anything with Cameron and the cousin.
Yeah, they don't think they're gonna be like main characters,
right? But maybe they'll give a little blimp of their little relationship,
right?
So I did think that was cute,
but
I did think it was
bridesmaids.
When I was rewatching it again, I was just like, it is kind of unnecessary. Like I get it, but it's unnecessary. Like I do love Cameron and like
but it was dragged down a little bit. Give me the other boys a little bit more. You're cutting into my Conrad time.
Damn it! Are there any blind items on this? I couldn't find any.
Yeah, what's a T?
Let me know. Anyway. Well, we'll talk to you guys next time. We are so excited, and I hope you guys enjoyed this.
This was so fun.
So fun.
Bye.